We got Blackwings for you today. More Horus stun, Mikanko, a lot of decks we haven't seen in a while. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Horus content. Ah, yes, the good old Blackwings actually taking flight out here. Now, I'll be honest with you. It's been a little while since we've seen Blackwings. Keep in mind, we just started to unload into the new format. You're starting to see the X2 challengers kind of step on into the arena here, but that's not a bad thing, all right? These decks all have the ability to try to counteract some sort of the meta, take advantage of a situation, maybe build some sort of pretty cool board. And I see we do have plenty of turbo options, kind of find what we need. You're actually playing triple copies of the Black Feather Whirlwind itself. I've seen some builds that try to play, I believe it's less of this one, or maybe it's one of the two. Blackwing technology is so much different than it used to be. The new cards changed the way that the entire deck plays. I mean, obviously Simone being able to beam down the Black Whirlwind is still going to be the absolute best thing that you could have here. We do have one copy of the Twin Shadow in the deck, which is good. Main decking 1, Kaiju siding 2. There are no Allure Darknesses in here. I do want to point that out. There are a lot of people that do believe in Allure Darkness, and that's fine. All right, you can try that. It does work out. I also see that we're playing 2 copies of Zephyros the Elite in here. I do like this. Zephyros the Elite being able to pop itself out and kind of act as a card that you do want to see. And there'll be some times where maybe it'll get by-steeled out of the graveyard. Your opponent doesn't want you to have that free little bounce back, the minute it's out. I can understand that. So honestly, considering the second copy is not the worst thing in the world. I do like that. We also have the triple Blackwinged Assault Dragon down here, 2 copies of Blackwing Dragon itself. And that's pretty much it, honestly. Like I said, new Blackwing technology is pretty strong. You have some pretty good options available to you. And don't underestimate what the Assault Dragon stuff can do for you. You can try out the Horus package in here if you really think you want to. I don't know if it's going to generate the best results for you, but to be honest with you, anything's possible. So who knows? Mikanko. Now this is a relief to see. I'm happy because everything has been all about, hey, we need to play Yubel right now. Yubel is just a better Mikanko deck. And yeah, it is. Honestly, a lot less bricks that I feel like you need to play. Plus this deck, needs to rely on some equip cards. But something that this deck has that Yubel doesn't is, basically the ability to turn off things being targeted. And that makes a difference, believe it or not. The Huli with the Maiwa Shidori down here, we've all seen that interaction with the things that, you've kind of come to expect for this. I also see that we're playing a double-edged sword in here as well. Yes, the big damage. And we're also playing our hidden armory in here. So here's the thing. Losing your normal summon can suck. We've seen it, but this deck, obviously being able to bring out Ohime for pretty much free, will be able to do what you need to do. And you've also got, the Water Abereske to kind of trigger on into what you need for any sort of monster that you would need. So that's the good thing. Like, whatever body you need on the board to facilitate, starting combo and then handing your opponent a kaiju, it's going to look like a lot of 2 to 3 card combos for sure. But also, if your opponent just naturally puts up a big board, well, then you get to go to town. Like, that's all there is to it. I'm still doing the Pot of Extravagance in here. Looking at this extra deck, I think that's fine. I do see double Zen mains in here, the double downer, the ability to get that format Zeus up and running. A two pop Zeus might actually be enough. One of the spicy tech choices I did see was the Battle Fader. My friend actually got Battle Fadered playing against this, and he was just like, what? Like, some of the decisions that people make in order to play their card choices. Interesting. But this was very exciting to actually see step into the light here. Oh, we have my friend's Adventure Horus deck smashing down their local tournament. Now, I know how boring can this be. You're just making an adventure package, and that's it. Well, let me tell you here. You make your little adventure board. You go down this. You set up the Griffin Rider. You smash down the big guys here, which means you can make the Giant Trainer to filter up some draw cards. Make a Sacred Phoenix to control your opponent. You also have the Photon Lord as well. You have the land. All of your rank 8 toolbox options are pretty stupid as they need to be. And I will say, most of this deck's good points are all going to be right here. The fact that with the Horus package, you're able to put these big goons on the field, and your opponent's just going to look at the big bodies and they're going to go, what are we supposed to do about, 1, 2, 3, 4, And especially if the skill drain's off, these being able to float into bigger problems. It's kind of interesting. I would probably have tried out a Kempoic Protector in here, especially if you're playing a deck like this and you're like, all right, cool, so we drop all the Horus cards. During the opponent's turn, having the Kempoic Protector as the one-up to be able to revive, the little goon squad, so you can start stacking up some free advantage and then inherently be able to revive them again on the next turn. It ensures that you're going to clear out game way faster than you can be. But hey, the fact that we have the field spell here just ensures that we can have the Turbo Rogue package do its thing. Also, shout out to the One Vanities Ruler. As much as I don't really have much of a way to get to this, you do see it. I do want to play Light and Darkness Dragon back in this, though. But you know what? That's fine. Little tech choices. All of the options down here are good. Maybe more people should give some consideration to the skill drain turbo decks, just to be able to put that pressure on your opponent and go, no, I win now. We have a Galaxy Eyes. Just kidding, we have some Cyber Dragons for you here. What is it with every Cyber Dragon deck just grabbed a hold of Carnot and said, nope, we're playing this as a one-of, which is, okay, it's good. As long as a monster effect was activated in the hand or graveyard, you get to bring out Carnot, 3k, and when your opponent activates a monster effect, this thing gains 1,000 tech points. If it's in the graveyard, except from the hand or deck, it goes into the deck, so it dips back out. But the big things I guess we care about here are, it's a potential free body, so as long as your opponent's done something, it gets to beam itself on out, and it can be a 4k attacker. So I guess we can clear out some games with this, which is good. Now, this I don't like. We're only playing 2 copies of Clockwork Knight. This is the best card that Cyber Dragons ever did have. The fact that this card lets you contact up with a whole field and is just disgustingly crazy at handling those options, I would genuinely I would find the third to play. I do see we're also playing the Cyber Pharos in here as well, especially some of this from attributing a machine monster. Alright, so free. Beam out. And then during your main phase, you can fusion summon a machine monster from your extra deck using monster from your hand or field. And then when this fusions, or when a fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle, banishes from your graveyard to add a power bond from your deck to your hand. So this acts as an additional poly, which is good, and it can also turbo for the power bond. My only major concerns for this are, though, you gotta have more materials on the back end of this to be able to make this power bond into the absolute gas maniac that it needs to be. But I think the card in itself, as like a one-of, does have its own merits. So, you've got some pretty cool things to be able to use out here. So, good on the Cyber Dragon stuff. And our last list here is Raid Raptors. My friend described this deck best to me. I can't do anything. You have 4,000 and 3,500 attack point unaffected monsters on the field. Well, can't really clean those up, offer handshake, and I think a lot of people feel that way. You do see that we are playing the Swallow's Cowrie in here as well as a 2-of, which is actually pretty good. I mean, hey, attributing a Wing Beast from hand or field to add a different one with the same level, sure, we'll go ahead and exchange literally whichever one of these ones that we don't need in the situation for the next little combo piece so we can do our thing. Sometimes, I mean, hey, maybe you'll just break on like 2 or 3 of these. All right, and you're like, all right, well, we need to get the situation going, or I need to get to a different starter because my opponent had a cutoff point. You can do that. That's the cool thing about Cowrie here. Getting you that chance to, yeah, it is a -1, sure, but it's also on a quick play. So if your opponent, you summon something, your opponent's like, negate, you're like, no! Slam down the Cowrie on the chain, get the tribute, continue on along with your day. I see we are also playing the first, or the Air Raid in here as well. I don't really feel like I see Revolution Folk. I don't really feel like I see these two all that much in these builds. See, we're also playing the Feather Duster. You also have the Crows in here. Most of this deck's hand traps should have you covered, honestly. 3, 2, 2, 2, and 3 up here. Yeah, you shouldn't have much of a problem playing this. Well, outside of that, that is what we're going to call the experience for this weekend. A lot of interesting decks, and I like that. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.